I'm live. Bum, bum, bum. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, August 13th, 2019, from the Gregorian calendar. Yellow rhythmic human from the Mayan calendar. And I share that galactic signature with you. And when you have your charts done, it'll make more sense. But that is the synchronicity for the day and the energy for the day. So we are going to flow with it. It's always good to be in sync with what Gaia is doing. So I'm like, pay attention. Um, I'll read it to you. I organize in order to influence, balancing wisdom. I seal the process of free will with the rhythmic tone of equality. I am guided by my own power doubled. I'm just going to check one thing. I was advised to use the Ethernet and not the Wi-Fi, and I forgot to turn off the Wi-Fi. So hoping I don't lose you. You still seem to be there. Yay. Good for me. All right. And I've got my Tulsi tea for leaching out toxins, primarily. Tulsi, and I pulled up the Latin name just for my sister. Ocimum tenuiflorum. Helps clear radiation from the body. It's an adaptogen, helping you to adapt to all types of stress. It has antibiotic properties. Wow. I just got kicked off and I just got a scanar hit. I could feel it. Ooh, and an attack to my ear. I will continue. It has antibiotic properties and supports the immune system in several ways. It is very respected in the indigenous medicine of India, Ayurveda, where it is considered to be an elixir of life, as it promotes longevity. Grown organically and biodynamically at Zia and Roshni's Vita Verde Farm in Vilcabamba. You'll be getting some of these if you come and see me in September, but look for Tulsi tea. So that just happened. One of the challenges of my life is being sensitive to environmental toxins. Monsanto pesticide, sugar, and now scalar weapons from 5G. As soon as I was reading, I got a tinnitus, so the ringing has gotten louder. But when the internet went off and it just shut down, I got a hit in my ear, and I could feel it, and I went, ow. But means I need to get a Faraday cage and get in one pretty quickly. But I got another plan, and I want to talk about that with you today and share it with you. So, Tulsi, I don't know how to do that one. Tulsi para infusion. That's the Spanish. Ocimum. Oh, I just hold it up that way. There we go. Tenuiflorum. Got it. You know how to pause and do that. All right, guys. I really love this part. The news for the day. Now, I've already given you all of the links separately, I think. So you just have to let me know if I missed any. But I think we'll be able to go through them pretty quickly. First one is space weather. And how I wanted to do this. I had learned to do this. Oh, that's what I forgot to do was link all the, give them to myself. Okay, I forget that old part gets in the way. But I have it for you. So I've saved it for myself so I can save it for you. All right, space weather. That's what we want to look at first. I particularly want to send you to a diagram that you need to see. Bottom line, you just need to see it. Okay, and I gotta remember how to do this. Yep, Chrome tab. Chrome tab, new tab. All right, let me put it in. It is Suspicious Observers is the website or the YouTube channel. The young man is an astronomer and has a following of about, when I joined, it was 40,000. Now it's, oh, but the problem is I can never give you sound. So I'm not going to try to give you sound, but I want you to see a weather situation that is happening on the planet right now. And that we need to be alert of because of all things that are going on to distract us. We need to pay attention to the weather first. So we will always start by looking at what is going on with the planet so that we can see what's coming. Now this is when I need y'all here.
The storm trailed a heavy line of precipitation behind it, furthered the inundation of the coastal regions and those just inland, and taking out.
Okay, that's working.
As well. One of the worst to hit the country.
You see that, right? That's what's happening in China right now. And because of it, we have that kind of situation coming with asteroids. And the sun is showing its patterns of dispersion with cosmic rays. And with cataclysmic geography, you learn that this is how we are at our sixth civilization of existence on the planet. And because of that, we will be moving into another phase of expansion, shall I say, that our realities have to change and move into a 5G reality, or 5D, excuse me, getting out of the 5D. All right, so enough of that. So we start there, and the link for spaceweather.com, I am putting in the chat. Yes, I can. Thank you. So there it is for you as well. So catastrophic geography shows that we will be not hit by a planet, but get hit by the asteroid belt. And the asteroid belt has started to hit Jupiter and Saturn now, and they can see it on camera. Mainstream has said, oh, it's far away from us, but it's coming our way. They're not telling us. So because of that, we've got to okay, what's the plan? What do we do next? We ascend. We have a 5D option. We go out the side door. We ain't going out the front door, but we are preparing. And it doesn't matter how we go, honestly. It's like, as long as we go. So that's what we need to pay attention to. There is the push factor for ascension, for awakening. We've got to pay attention. Stuff is about to hit the fan on a much bigger level. Entropy, which is what I want to talk about next, is the a law in physics of things just fall apart and they get into a descending order of chaos. Negentropy is the opposite, where things get into more order. And so with the law of polarity in the universe, we have Negentropy. Thank goodness, because we know, Lord knows we don't need it. So I want to turn you on to this cute little nerd. Did that. And I go back here and I plug it in. Give it to you first here. Danny's here. Hey, Miss Danny. Go here. Oh, and I put it in here. So, all right, there's our cute little nerd. I'm gonna give you a snippet because let me know, Danny, if you can hear him. I'm not gonna be able to. I know. So I'm just gonna do a little sample of him because the whole point is to go deep, and I'll tell you what he said. Because you got me, folks. Like, and he's deep. He's really what I wanted you to see. Let me go back. The important part I'm gonna get to is his face. That's what we have to look at. And let me get up a close up of this kid. Because you want to look at the lines on his face. That's the most important part. I said, look for the lines on the forehead for intelligence, and then look for the third eye being open for spiritual connection. He's got both, so that's why I paid attention. There's the lines. There goes the lines pop, and then you can see the third eye popping now. See it? So that's what this kid is about, and he's going to explain what you want. Negentropy. You have to kind of say it over and over again to get it. But okay, so that's Negentropy. What is most important about Negentropy is that it is the use of words, visualizations, creating the realities that we want that make this happen. And he tells the story of a man who was in his ultimate bliss state called autotelic. And this is what we develop within ourselves. We get into the flow space. And he's working for Amazon for some book guys that are doing books on flow. And it's brilliant. I'm like, it's a great strategy. This kid is as smart as they come and who's open and gets it. And here he is talking about flow and Amazon. So I'm like, get the book. Better yet, I'll go listen to the guy and do a synopsis. I'm see if I can get an interview with him, even more fun. So let's go down that route too. And he is, I forgot to put the name of the link, sorry. And I put those on there. Well, we'll get the next one. All right. And his style is follow your bliss, do what you love. It's kind of straightforward, but he is brilliant. And you want to grasp that one and get into that one. So that's my brother there. Now, we got to get to some international news because it's getting a little challenging on the home fronts or international fronts. Let's start with home fronts first. I want to talk about Jeffrey Epstein and what that boy's gotten us all into. And I want to take the perspective of the CIA and what they're bringing to the table. Excuse me, I'm doing international. I was international head. I'm sorry. So, CIA is going to be an international perspective. But what is he giving me?
Whether he committed suicide or he's dead or they took him out of jail.
You know, news desk is a little challenging, but yes, the CIA, paradoxical intention. And his focus is on what is this story all about? And he's just going to be a talking head, so you know what he looks like. He is ex-CIA. He's written books about Tom Clancy and Tom Clancy's CIA as well. I'm like, damn, how deep of a rabbit hole can you go? But he's a good old boy who like knows his shit. So I'd love to have a drink with him. So I'm maybe try to talk to him too. And but he's not on the awake side. He's just the facts man. And I don't. But look at the lines. They're forcing into place. He's got 2 railroad lines going on there, so it's coming into place. I think whether he wants to or not. What I'm liking about it. I'm like, okay, and there's the lines. I'm like, ooh, yeah, okay, all right. What you got to say, Pops? Disappointment lines are there. The obstinate lines that he's got a brow ridge that's like, okay, he's stubborn. But he knows his shit, so that's the part that was interesting. And his point is, this is created by the Mossad, which leads our CIA, and that the work that they are doing now is to confuse the fuck out of everybody. Period. Everything's a paradox. And that's their intention. They just want to confuse you and throw it all together, make it mush, because it is the information age. And so the overload of information fries your brain out, and that's what they're attempting to do. So doing that strategy is kind of like, and everybody just shuts down mentally, brain shuts off. So that's what the media is trying to do, and it's scary. It's scary. I gotta just tell them, like, ooh. Y'all dirty. Y'all real dirty. But he's called it like it is, and you go, oh, okay, see it. Paradoxical intention, gotcha. And we go on. All right, so that's that. Next, we got to look at China, because China's giving us a hint of what's ahead. And that's not fun. They're hungry. And the news stories are about that hunger. This guy is explaining tariffs. Patrick Bet-David, we're going to look at him a little later. But I want you to hop in and look at that. And here was a real surprise. I went, oh shit, Fox News has hired somebody smart. And she's cute and bubbly, and the smart girl with glasses, you know, that kind of girl. Brown, Marion the Librarian. I recognized her when I saw her face. Look at that face, will you? Look at those cheeks. I'm like, ooh. And she has jaws. That's weightiness. That's intensity. That's seriousness. And she's a girl with glasses. I don't even think she needs the glasses the way her eyes are set, but we need to get the close up, which we'll get in a minute. This is a Trump advisor telling us Trump is going to stick it to the Chinese and call off the deals. But here's what they're not telling us. And that was a week ago, and I don't know if I got that story to you. China was supposed to buy $300 billion in corn. But there was a 10% tariff deal that they said, we ain't playing. However, the farm reports, which I got a cute little farm girl telling us that the U.S. only produces 24 billion in corn. And the hashtag from the farmers this year is hashtag no plant 2019. There is no corn to sell them. So that is the backstory behind the politics of the China game that is being played. And China, I did see another report out about China looking for every market. They're starving. And the weather report I showed you was China. And India looks the same. Parts of India are total dry, parts of India are total wet. It's extremes. If you have found a safe place, stay there. If not, come here. That's why I'm here. It is the importance of watching the weathers that we need to look at first and when we make decisions. Because as the good almanac tells us, what are we doing today because of the weather? So it's a gift of sunrise to give us to heads up and to look. So we will do that. So these are the talking heads that are talking about this story in the most intelligent way and not making excuses for Trump, but just telling it like it is. And it's a very interesting aspect, but I want you to have that background and knowing what's going on there. All righty. What else? What else? I'm gonna wait on this one. I'm gonna move on to conscious living lessons. I'm gonna move on to edutainment. Because this is kind of cute. We need something kind of cute. And this sister, I was so shocked when I went down her funnel and her rabbit hole and took her tests and went, oh, I like your work. And then I scored where she sent me a letter politely saying, sorry, you don't need me. I went, what? What do you mean I don't need you? Get in here, girl. Let me talk to you. And she was delightful. And I went, well, I'll be dog. So I want to interview her too. And she's got a lovely following, about 70,000 folks would pay attention to her. And she's doing heart instinctual work. Heart knows the way. And I've got some pieces to add to her puzzle. But Christina Lopez is her name. And I'm like, oh. And this is her old stuff right here, because she's got a little more salt and pepper going on now. But she's a smart cookie. And what I have, her intelligence and her pedagogy. How do I say that right? Yeah. Her pedagogy is in medicine and psychiatric health. And so her 5 lessons are, I should have wrote them down. I'm like, oops, I didn't write that down. I was gathering a lot last night. And, I get excited and went, let's take a puff and get to work. And I don't even know how I found her. She is, it's 10 minutes. You got life lessons in there that I agree, support, go, yeah. And I like the way she says them. So it is everything I've talked about, but I'm like, sorry, I didn't write them down. Oh, we're going to speed ahead. She gives us shortcuts. 1, you are the watcher of your thoughts. That's 2, sorry. 1. Control is an illusion. That's right. You have control of nothing. 2, you are the watcher of your thoughts. Remember, thoughts are electrical, emotions are magnetic. So when they happen like neurons popping and firing everywhere. 3, you can create from your heart. That's what we're here to do. 4, you can learn the language of the heart. That's an important one. And 5, you don't need to fight for your dreams. I love these folks that give you shortcuts, baby. So that's what she's about. And I was grateful to find her and go, I'll be sharing you, sister. You ain't gonna let me hire you. So I'm like, I'll be sharing you then. How about that for a good turn? So I'm looking forward to talking to her and going, tell me some more. And given my goals and heart's desires in the audience I want to work with, I went, okay, kick them over to me, please. If you ain't working with them, I'll put them to work, because that's the next phase. Is let's get to work. We got stuff to do. And Okay, what's next? One other piece. I've been doing this stuff backwards. Sorry about this. And let this beautiful river take you where you need to go. And that can I make my notes. I'm giving them to you first. And then I'll plug them in here. And this is another one of the same girl, and this is her, I think, no, it's not really her modern stuff. Oh. It's, yeah, Fifth Dimension and Mastering the Skills. I'm gonna skip that one because it's in the link. It's one you want to definitely pay attention to. But wait a minute, I do have to look at it just a minute because I wanted to look at her now. And so I was like, yeah, there she is. I'm like, there my girl. I'm like, she got a little saltier dog on her. I'm like, do I see a lesbian? I was like, I see some transgender. I see masculine and feminine in her face. And I'm like, oh, I see the roundness of her eyes, so she's open to taking in more energy and information. And the nose tells me her generosity. Look at those nostrils. She can't help but give it away. Bless her heart. So I'm looking forward to talking to her and understanding her a little more. And the lip, that bottom lip, you got to give the gab. Yes. So Christina Lopez, she takes her stuff seriously. And I don't know if I mentioned this to you. One of the things I remember from UTEP when I was in school there and looking at statistics from my statistics course, the 80-20 rule kept coming up. 80% of African American women graduated from college, but only 20% of men. And it was the opposite in the Hispanic community. 80% of men graduated, but only 20% of women. This looks like the 20%. And it's in that, I keep saying that backwards. Now there's more men. Yeah, she's in the 20%. There's more African American women with intelligence and have finished the Western path for education and slogged through that. But there are others who have taken their own paths, and I'm going to be introducing you to one soon. I'm like, ooh, we got cool. Ooh, I'm excited. Anyway, that's her. Okay. Next is, all right, let's go. This is just funny. I'm going to slip in the funny one. Because this was amusing, this little chick, and I just went, oh, you're kidding me. White people dancing. But, you know, there's a place for there's a place for us. So if you can ignore the first part of this video and get past the pants, we're going to get somewhere. So it is it's adorable. And it's there you go, singing the Dandelion song. But she's a witch, and she's really telling you medicine and all the values of that plant that will save your life. So you can drink it, you can eat it, you can eat the flowers, it's all good. You make a salad, the bitterness cleanse out. This is a cleanser and gets rid of, detoxes the body. Eat it in salad, and she's singing the rap song to tell you about it. White rap, y'all. You know, all right, mama, I can get past you because you teaching me some shit. I'm like, free medicine. I'm paying attention. And so I encourage you, wherever you're at, always know what you can eat from the ground up. You want to be able to walk out your door and go, what's the first thing I can eat? And find that. And always, no matter where you're at, learn that to know your food sources. So you are always prepared. Ain't you cute? Okay. All right. Let me tell you what I'm going to be doing here locally. On Thursday, I will be interviewing Oberon Zell Ravenheart. And one of his claims to fame, he's got a couple of them. He's got a psychology background. He is a Robert Heinlein, Stranger in a Strange Land fan, which kind of shifted his consciousness to polyandry and that lifestyle. He is a writer, theologian. He started the Church of All Worlds, and he created unicorns. Like, and this is what I want to talk about is like the bro created living unicorns is the proper word. And if you look the video and the link, you will see some more history of these creatures and how easy they are to do. And so they were pets for rich girls, you know, it's a rich girl toy. So they were little goats and they're alive. And this chick had her act in Ringley Barnum Bailey Circus and did the show. So they're real. He's coming to Vilcabamba. He's here already, and I'm going to be interviewing him on Thursday on Facebook Live. And then we're having a Harry Potter style luncheon. And I've got this huge long table that I'm setting up to do the luncheon for. So we're having a Harry Potter lunch, and he's opened the Grey School of Wizardry. So we'll learn about that and see what he's got to say about that. So that's Thursday at 11 my time. On the Mestizo set, we'll be set up there. We have live. I got a drone coming in to get some footage and having some fun with that. So looking forward to telling that story. But this is the real Dumbledore that was pretty impressive to me. And I went, oh, okay. Glad this is a thing. Let me get to future truth. Ooh, I got so much to tell you about. I've got notes here, though. Let me just go through all these notes. So I want to get these done. What's next is, oops, I already did that one. I know I did. There's the unicorn. And then this is, I want to give you your homework assignment now. Done. Oops. Oh, go away, Grammarly. I don't need you. Go. Don't be difficult. All right. All right, it's coming. It's how to make $1 million. There we go. And this is a beautiful brother. I popped him up earlier to talking about China tariffs. He is Valuetainment. Value, and he's giving it to you free. Patrick Bet Davids. I don't know if he's Hebrew or Israeli or where he's from. Bet David sounds Hebrew. And when I discovered him, I just wanted to kiss his little bald, funny shaped head and go, oh, what you got for us, baby? And he starts with telling you it is much easier to make $1 million than to climb Mount Everest. And I went, oh, snap. Okay. However, the 20% of the work is the math. Figuring out how many you got to sell in different industries, real estate, IT, sales, whether you're a product or a service, your models for financial abundance. And I'm sure he's got lots more to talk about in that subject, which I'll be happy to research. But he gives you the technical tools for abundance, which will be very helpful. However, the best part of this is that that's only 20% of the work, doing the math. The 80% of the work is the belief and the emotional intelligence that has to be developed. And he's brilliant, and he nails it down very succinctly. So I'm like, homework, kids. This is it. This be the one. You want to pay attention to this brother because he's got it for us. And
this formula, and I trust, which I'm going to share with you. And by the way, this is not one of these clickbait, go on this webinar because I'm going to show you this program that for only $19.99 and you buy this program, I'm going to show you how to be a millionaire. This is free content to you, but it's going to make you millions. You'll see by the time I'm done.
Oh, he takes us through the math, but he doesn't pull. By doing the math, he's bought all of those cars, and he has that house, and it works. And so he's giving it to you freely, and getting you through the emotional side of how to make this money. And I went, thank you for doing the homework. Now, and he would tell you, I have no formal education. He says, I was a kid from the streets. I have had it a rough road to hoe, but you look at those lines and you see the intelligence. You see the cowlicks. Cowlicks? That means his testosterone is still working. So the older the man gets, but you see those disappointment lines, but you see the generosity in the nostrils. Generosity is in the nostrils. Now look at those ears. Don't pick a fight with this man. Leave this man alone. He will go down. Don't fuck with him. And the trauma lines are in his lips. At the end of his lips are pretty strong. So, but he's a survivor and he's tough and he's giving back at all costs. And you see that lion? That's a lion heart. He is clear. I'm like, okay, got you. Pay attention. He's got the answer and he gives you the formula. Future truth is the beautiful part. It is neuro-linguistic programming. And he's talking about it right here. If you can see that. Can you see my mouse moving around? Talking about it here. Future truth is being able to convince your mind by repetition of the future you want to realize or intend or pray for, would be the languages I would have used in the past to understand this concept. And it is disciplining your mind. That's the key for success in anything you want to do. It is a discipline of the mind. And so intelligence is power and the knowledge of how do I train myself to get to where I want to be. And it is creative focus. So you focus on what you want and you just keep driving that car of your will in that direction until you get there. And then when you get there, then you go for what else you want and go there. Now, along the way, there will be lessons. Again, you got to, as I said, there's two things that are going to rise to the top along the road, cream or scum. So you got to deal with both of them as they come, both polarities on this road, but you're the car. You're observing the thoughts, you're observing the realities that are here, and you are working on your best self to get through them, the obstacle course, so that you achieve where your purpose is. You need abundance to do that. And I was given the opportunity to open up a portal of abundance when I was in South Africa. I was there in 2016 for the Africa burn. Oh, I'm getting a headache. I'm going to take the braids down. I was invited by my, you start with a burn to meet all the burners. Burners are all the cool kids on the block. And this team later invited me to come open a portal. And it was between a yang and a yin point in the land next to what they call the Erstes River, which is the first river in South Africa, and a rock, a boulder, very huge boulder about the size of your living room that they had tried to move to and it was so solid they could not cut through it. So it was a cloudy day. I stood in the parking lot with all these white South Africans and a colored South African and Indian woman. And they were asking me, well, who are you? And I'm like, well, who are you? I'm like, and they were giving me, I'm a hairdresser, I do colon therapy. I'm like, what? And then I got a former banker who tells me we have a window of time to do what we want to do today. And that is, a portal is opening at a particular time. We had a half an hour window and we needed to get on over to it. And I went, okay. So we got in the car, and sitting in the back of the car with me now, because I was with the banker, is a 16 kilogram Lumerian crystal. And I'm like, whoa, that's big. Never seen one that big. And she's starting to tell me the story how she came into possession of it, and its purpose. It's a key, and it opens portals. I went, well, that's handy. So we go driving back to this little spot. I get out to the rock, and she hands me the crystals and says, please open the portal. And I went, I thought to myself, well, how come they couldn't do it? But I wanted to open one. It was on my wish list. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. And I held the crystal, walked over to the most beautiful, richest, blackest soil I'd ever seen in my life, and I've never seen since then. And I was standing there quietly looking up, silently looking up to the heavens, saying to myself, anybody up there? I need a little advice, please. What do I do next? And I heard a voice say, take off your shoes. I went, okay, can do that. So I started to take off my shoes, and the colored Indian South Africa rushed to my feet to remove my shoes for me. And I stopped her and said, no, I'm not that old yet. Thank you. And I held on to that 16 kilogram, which is like a 30-pound baby, and got the shoes off, felt the earth, and went, whoa. So, kind of had one of those charges go through my body. So then I knelt down, cleared a space in the soil, and helped put the crystal down. And held it for a minute and just listened to it. And it said, call them. And I went, okay. So I called those who wanted to come to gather around and help me anchor this in. Because I said, we came to do this together, and invited them to do so. So they came, and the banker, I could hear her standing off to the side talking to another woman. And they were just having a little conversation, observing me. And they said, I've never seen anybody handle the crystal that way before. And I'm thinking, well, how else would you handle this thing? It's heavy. I have to decline the call. Sorry, Charles. So it was important to be at a particular time, because when I put the crystal into the ground, the clouds opened up. We had a little pocket, just a pocket. I still have to decline you. Sorry, brother. And it was, the sky opened up, sun came through, boom, light hit us. We were hot because it was a cold, chilly day in South Africa. It's getting winter. It's about this time of the year. Oh God, it could be on our anniversary. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'll have to check my dates, y'all. July 13th. This is a day of protection, and we're gonna leave you with a prayer and a ceremony you need to do at 1 o'clock your time. You may have already passed it. Did you already pass it, Danny? Okay. It's still the 13th, so you can do an elemental offering on the 13th of the month. You always, or my training has been to give honor to the elements, and so I need to pull that up for you. But that's your homework, is to listen to our brother and get your $1 million strategy in, please. It's much easier than you think. And I did the math too, and I went, oh, touchdown, baby. And my vision was talking in the little boxes to the people I love and I want to help. And the vision at 12 was the millions of them. And I went, well, how am I going to do that? I've been scratching my head for 50 years going, how am I going to do that? So now that I've gotten it, I'm like, oh, okay, we just make all the little boxes and play with them and make them work and talk to each other. I have saved this. I have to go to my save things. The importance of the time is still about knowing thyself and then rewriting your future. We get to call in all of our, is it archive? Let's see, archive. We call in our selves, our multi-dimensional selves, and we bring them together so that we can be of clear mind. Now, one of the things that the conscious living statement is about is the all realities work, all of them. You believe, you manifest. So those that are trying to kill us, they're going to manifest too. So we have to create our own realities, or we're subjected to other people's stories. So the importance of words becomes going to be a subject of an interview I'm doing with Shana. I'm going to be talking to her later this afternoon, and we have the interview scheduled for tomorrow. I won't be sharing that. I think I'm just going to put it up as a separate one as part of one of the reports we'll do. She has looked at the etymology of words and why words matter, and how we then start to develop and create our own utopian languages. Grand rising is our language we say at the beginning of each day, and we stop encouraging people to mourn and empower their grieving processes. We do the opposite. We lift them up to speak, to grandly rise into their position and into their role in this species and in this planet. So because of that, it's important that we make space for it, make space for learning. And I went to look for something and I just now forgot what it was. Oh, I know I'm not finding it. I'm sorry. I got the yapping. But I need to tell you about that. My sister, Shana Seaford, Jewish, Jamaican in Montreal. A Dom. And a Dom, a natural born Dom. Girl, can't help it. We were like, I know exactly your type, mama. And I had the privilege of working with her and getting to know her. And she started Goddess University with me and had that vision. And we held that vision for years of how do we create this information? How do we create this portal to train this next generation that need to go forward? And in the age category I am, as the guardian age group from the indigo class of my group, my age, it's creating the education portals and creating the schools. So Goddess University was that. It was an online education. But now it's coming, and as my sister Ayana Mojica said, it's time to bring it back. I said, yes, ma'am, I know. I'm on it. So here we are. I'm still not finding the stuff I saved. Where's my timeline review, activity log? Facebook, you being difficult just I say intentionally sometimes. Now I can't find it. Ooh, this is a good one though. I should share this one. Dang it. It's gonna take a minute. Well, this is what I'm gonna give you instead. Boom, 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 boom. Ba. And ba. This is Scientists Explain Intuition. Come on. explain how intuition may be the highest form of intelligence. So I talked about that when I did instinctual intelligence. It's the biggest brain because it's got the more organs and the more neural clusters there. So you emote, you will resonate instinctually intelligent. So the homework you're getting from my brother on the how to retrain and neurolinguistic program the mind, it's an instinctual intelligence you need to use as well. We have 5 intelligences, so we need to use all of them. This is from Collective, thank you, Collective Insurance, Collective Evolution, good people that have done their homework, so we pay attention to them. And then I just wanted to do a welcome. He's not online to receive it personally, but here is the link. We might have my first brother who's joined us. I'm like, we got a brother, we got a brother. And he's from Houston. So in honor of his joining, Alfonso Williams, and he said he was born woke, y'all. I said, oh, snap. Go ahead, my brother. He was born woke. And I said, well, respect to you, my brother. Welcome. And I recruited him as a good football coach recruiter would do. And I went, I need you on my team. You need to join. And he did. So I wanted to welcome him and look at a little piece of history from one of our sisters who wrote our history and told the stories of our intelligence. And she was writer, historian, educator, journalist, musician, and screenwriter from West Virginia. But it was her face, of course, that caught my attention. And I went, what? Look at this woman. Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. Her intelligence, played classical piano. She played at the Northwestern Conservatory of Minnesota. 9 siblings, Baptist Missionary Association. She was in Oklahoma. I think she was there during the heyday of the Oklahoma Black community. It was an Indian territory. She started schools, newspapers. She wrote The Wonderful Ethiopians of Ancient Kushite Empire. She is credited with looking at the Sibyls, which is what I'm looking at now, which is my lineage in the African tradition. Died of tuberculosis in Phoenix in 1941. But she is a powerful woman, and Houston is her name. And we welcome our brother from Houston as part of her legacy and honoring the feminine and having that balance of the masculine and the feminine. So I wanted to just call that to attention because here's the beautiful thing about time. You get to play with time. And we have already set into motion what we wanted to learn in this lifetime. Because we could look back and go, hey, we can look our own timeline. We don't need a psychic to do it for us. We can look back and we can look forward. And by the tools, the maps, as well as what the clairvoyants and the prophets give us. And we can look at our own stuff. And so I want you to be empowered to do your own looking and be able to oracleize as I was asked to do. I want to be an oracle. I said, that's a good school. That's a good idea. I want a school like that too. And I went, oh, that means I got to make it. Okay, got it. So that's why I created Patreon, because I went, I wanted something for myself. So that's why I made it. So that's what that is here for, to give you. And guess what? We've done another hour. So now I haven't found the prayer, but it's the elementals. And so I will put that up. I will find that. I will. Wait a minute. I can search that. Elemental. Intention, I think it's called. No. Flair Brune. My sister Flair, she'll be doing it today. Flair Brune Cipher. She'll be calling in the elements because she always does that on the 13th. That is her thing. Come on, my girl, pay attention. And it's honoring the air, the water, the earth, fire. Okay, so it says don't advertise. Can't sell your own stuff. Oh, here we go. Here's some purple and white. Here we go. Here we go. Thank you, my girl. Give it to me, please. Thank you. All right, here it is, your elemental intention. By honoring the elements will honor you. That's how Mama finds you. Crop circles I've been talking about on Facebook, which I will be just talking about and interpreting and interviewing Patty Greer so that we can learn what she's got to say about them. The language of the planet is symbols, and we don't even have enough letters in our language. We only have half the ones that we're supposed to have. So we've got a real disadvantage in our language. And so we need to learn symbols so that we can read them and we see them. So that's the elemental prayer that you can follow and do it for today. Every 13th of the month, save it, print it, have it for you so you have it on a non-online version, which I have printed many a time, so I have to do it for myself. So I will do that. She's it needs a Canva touch, so I'll work on that. So we'll see how we can get that done and make that happen. So that's what I got for you. It's 11 o'clock. I did it on time. All right. You want to pop on and say hey?
Hi. Can you hear
There
me?
you are. Okay, but let me pull up. Say hey.
Hi.
Yay.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, love. I'm good. No.
Do you see me? Do you see my chats to you? Do you get my chats?
Your chats? Oh my God, here they are. No, I can't. That's one more level of intelligence. Now I see them because I can go. It's not pink enough. It's not bright enough. It's a faded red. So it doesn't pop out at me.
Okay, gotcha.
Ah, that's it. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. It's difficult to hear over them. Oh, you were hearing the sound?
So yeah, I was hearing them. I heard them. It wasn't really good, but like when you started explaining after them, then both of you were talking, and if so, I was trying to just listen to you. But yeah, and the other question I was asking about you asked about this last week for the words that we use the most. Are you going to give those to Shayna? Is it Shayna?
Right. We're gonna get those. We're gonna get a list from Shayna. Yes.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
what
But you
we
didn't
wanna-
need that by today, by your interview today.
Wait. I'm not being able to hear you very well.
Oh.
It's a bitch being old and untechnical. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Perfectly. Okay, so
Yay.
the microphone works, but I can't overplay, and I probably did way too much overplay. So I was just trying to show the picture. So I don't really need to show the picture, I'm thinking. Just a still, maybe. That may be a better way to do that, because it is, it would just take up more time listening. And I got a lot of stuff to go through, and I stopped. I said, okay, one of each category. No, you can't. No. You can't. No. I was like, can't do that one. Can't do that one. I'm not going to get through them all. All right. So, all right. Well, I'll get it right, y'all. Y'all have to work with me.
No worries.
You got the homework, so you get all the information. It's just one of those classes.
I think, were those the links that you emailed?
Yes. You have all the links. Right.
Okay.
You have all the extra ones I've added and I put in here, so those are available to you. And I'll do them again. I'll do it again.
Okay.
It's a practice, as they say. It's a practice.
Right.
Thank you for coming. And Thursday should be interesting. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm like, ooh.
Thursday, same time.
11 o'clock. It'll be starting at this time. on
Okay,
Thursday.
starting up now. Okay,
Right. So that'll be the meet the wizard.
Yes, exciting. Is that when you want the words by?
No, I need the words today.
Today? Oh, yeah, like now.
Yeah, I need words today. That's for us. Hey, I'm talking to her on Wednesday. So I know
Okay.
I'm talking to her this afternoon, but the interview is on Wednesday, so I need to have them for that. So
Okay.
words, please. What do you want to know? Questions, just whatever pops up. You know, it has to. A lot of times you got to wait to be stimulated. Like, oh, what was it? Things that you say a lot. Those are the
Yeah.
ones you want to. The songs that you entrain a lot. That's what you want to pay attention to, and look to those words and make sure that makes sense to you that way.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
do well. Blessings to you, and see you soon. All right, everybody. All right, y'all. Thank you for being, and see you soon. Bye. Wait, let me end the podcast. Oh.